What's up, guys? Spawn Madness 92 here for another exciting comic book review. Today, I want to go over a mini series this time. Uh, Usually, these mini series are like 3 issues or 4 issues, sometimes 6 issues. But today, I wanted to talk about Spawn Blood Feud. Try to get a better look. Now, these are single issues. It came packaged all in one bag. I bought this from eBay a couple of years ago. It's 4 issues. Actually, and I didn't know this for a while, but there's actually an issue 0. Sometimes miniseries does this. I try to look for issue 0 by itself. I can't find it, so I don't know if it's like a something for like fans back in the day. Uh, This was written by Alan Moore this time. Yes, Alan Moore, the guy who did Watchmen, V for Vendetta. Uh, the artwork was by Tony Daniel. If I'm not mistaken, I did some research on Tony, and interesting. Now I never played this game, but there was a Spawn game that came out. I want to say on the Dreamcast. It's called like Spawn, like in the Demon's Hands. I heard it was good. Well, anyway, Tony Daniel did the voice of the Curse, which is another Spawn villain. So yeah, Alan Moore. I never thought Alan Moore would be involved in Spawn. He also wrote the Violator miniseries, which ran for 3 issues. I do have that, and I will do a review on that. Never sure when. But here's the back. You got Spawn, Wetwork, Youngblood, the toys coming this fall. So very cool. Now, normally I would say, you could jump right in and read it, like what I did with Sam and Twitch compendium a while back. Because, for that book, you don't need prior knowledge of Spawn to read the Sam and Twitch. However, this is different. I do recommend that you read some issues before diving into this. Uh, this does take place between issues, I believe, 32 and 33. Uh, Now, of course, like I said, this is issues 1 through 4. Issue 0, uh, I don't know where you go and read that. They did collect it in trade paperback, which I did pick up around the time I made this channel. Here is the trade paperback version. It says Blood Feud on it. You got Spawn, where it appears to be he's fighting a giant snake. Excuse me, my voice giving out. It's like a giant snake. And you got Alan Moore with Tony Daniel and Kevin Conrad. Spawn created by Tom McFarlane. Here's the spine. And it's by Titan Books, published this Spawn Recollection. But I'm not going to dive in just yet. I'm going to show you what each cover looks like on the separate issues. So this came out, I believe, mid-90s, 1995, when this came out. But I guess you could read issue 0, like digital. They don't have a Kindle version of this, sadly, so you can't read online. Now, I know there are like some websites you can go to where you can read comics for free, but those are usually illegal, so be careful. So here is issue 1. You can see that it just spawns costume. Very weird. I believe this story takes place around when Spawn's costume go through changes. You know, if you guys remember, if you guys read the comics, you know that his suit changes over time. He gets more spikes and everything. And it happens during, I believe, his first encounter with Angela. Okay, she's she hunts Spawn. I believe that's issue 9, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 'cause I did mention that in my Spawn Compendium 1. Because issue 9 is when he encounters Angela. It's Angela's first appearance. So, little bit of spoiler. She transport him to heaven. Now, of course, since his suit is from hell, his suit does not tolerate heaven. So his suit goes like berserk and everything. That's why it looks a little bit different in this one. So I believe this is during uh, the time where his suit is changing. I mean, I read this twice, maybe 3 times, but it's been a while. So this is issue 1. I like the moon. You got the Spawn symbol. Really cool. I like it. I don't know. Let's see the back of this. Yeah. Here's the back. It's got pictures, issues 1 through 5. I like issues 4 cover. You got the Violator. Very cool. I miss advertisement. If you ever remember back in the day. I mean, maybe they still do this nowadays. I don't know. I mean, I don't really collect single issues. I collect trade paperbacks or compendium and all that stuff. But I just love advertisement like this. Very cool. So that's issue 1. A little close up. You can see it right there. Issue 1. Now, I like the chains around the book. Very cool. So there you have it. And then here is Spawn Blood Feud issue 2. You can see Al Simmons. I do apologize for the glare. I'm trying to get rid of that. There we go. So you can see that Al Simmons is fighting against his suit. His suit's fighting back. It's a lot similar to Venom. So you got the skulls. Very cool. Don't worry, I will show you the inside of the comic book when I get to the trade paperback. And here's the back. You got other comics you can collect. I read a few Youngblood, not a lot. I only read the Youngblood that has Chapel in it. Because Chapel, if you remember the guy with the skull face paint, he was a member of Youngblood. So, I never read Wetworks, so I don't know if they're good or not. I think they made action figures of Wetworks. If I'm not mistaken. But anyway, that is the cover for issue 2. Very cool. I love this cover. Then you have issue 3. There's Al Simmons without his costume. You can see the stitch. Okay, that's the shoelace that's holding his face together. I've already showed off the action figure where you got the stitch showing. So, yeah. Very cool. That's issue 3. And like I said, the stitch happens. Now, I don't know if this is canon. I don't think it's canon anymore. Maybe it was at the time, but there was a crossover between, it was Batman versus Spawn. I have not read that, but I want to read it. I found a hardcover version of that. I want to pick it up. But when I do, I'll read it and give you my thoughts on that. But that's issue 3. Very cool. And now the final issue, issue 4. This is the same cover as the trade paperback. The back of it is the same. So very cool. I'm going to go ahead and put these back in the bag. Just give me a second. Alright guys. Now here is the trade paperback. Again, I'm going to show the inside of it. I actually bought this just a few weeks ago. I think around the time I made this channel. I am so glad I picked this up when I did. As of right now, at the time of this recording, the trade paperback is super rare. I was able to pick this up from Amazon for like 30 bucks, almost 40. I went back to it for whatever reason. They're selling it. Now, I don't know if it's the same seller. It might be a different seller. But now someone is selling it on Amazon for about $180. It's crazy. So, right before I started making this video, I went on eBay. And I cannot find this on eBay at all. So, if you want to read this, you're going to have to pick up the individual issues, which is not much, I promise. I mean, you could probably buy these for less than 20 bucks on eBay. So it's not a hard find. It's just the trade paperback is going to be difficult. So my suggestion is to keep checking back. Maybe someone will sell it cheaper. Who knows? They might reprint this. I don't know. I don't know why they haven't reprint this. They did, just last year, they did reprint the Violator miniseries. Again, written by Alan Moore. And that's like $9 right now, brand new. I bought it last year, and I will do a review on that at some point. So, I don't want to show you the back of it. Maybe I did, but here it is again. So, I don't know what year this came out. Ah, this is very interesting. I just now noticed this. You know, usually for trade paperbacks, you have the price. It's in pounds. I don't know if y'all can see that. It's not U.S. currency. It's in pounds. $8.99. So I guess this was only in Europe. Very interesting. Very interesting. But yeah, hopefully they will reprint this because, you know, I mean, this is a good story. So I'm going to read it back. It says, Spawn Recollection, presenting a previously untold tale from Spawn's dark past, one that ties directly into events and Spawn retribution and provides essential background to Todd McFarlane's epic Spawn saga. I believe Retribution is the name of the story of the previous issues, you know. It says, from comics industry legend Alan Moore, Watchmen, The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, comes to a dramatically different chapter in the death and times of Spawn. Ever wondered what happened to the curse right after Spawn Retribution? Well, he fell prey to Heartless John, Monster Hunter. That's right, Monster Hunter. And guess who's he's stalking now? But that's not Spawn's only problem. His living costume has suddenly developed a taste for blood, preferably still in its original human container. Spawn and Alan Moore. It really doesn't get much better than this. So yeah, a little bit of spoiler there. The curse. Now the curse. His first appearance is Spawn issue 27. So maybe I would start there. Okay, maybe read from issue 27 to 32. Then jump into Blood Feud. Okay, John is a villain in this comic book. Now, well, like about this, I actually just read this before I started this video because I never read it. And that is issue 0. So here's the inside. So I'm going to be very careful. Now, this was a used copy. I wanted to find a comic protector. Very cool. Now this right here, where it says a missing chapter, there's the curse. You got Angela. Yeah, I forgot. The curse doesn't experiment on Spawn. So this is like a recap. Uh, Let me see how. I don't know if I should read a recap. Let me just kind of. So, yeah, let me read a recap for you guys real quick. So, again, this is going to be a little bit of spoiler, okay? It says, the missing chapter. The keen-eyed among you might have realized, having devoured Spawn Retribution, Volume 6 in the ongoing Titan series. So I guess they had the Curse story and trade paperback. But like I said, I've already got those in Compendium 1, so I'm not worried about it. That something was missing. Not a big something, and certainly not enough to spoil or impact upon your subsequent enjoyment of Spawn transformation or the volumes that followed, but maybe enough to prompt a confused, huh? Or a retroactive, wait a minute. The big question left dangling, as indeed with the man himself, was what the heck happened to the curse? Cast your minds back, if you will, to Spawn Retribution, and if you haven't got a copy, go get one now. If you remember, the alleyways that Spawn calls home were in turmoil. A new voice holding sway over the down and outs who lived there. The charismatic newcomer called himself the Curse, a religious zealot determined to do God's work for eradicating any local manifestations of evil, most notably our very own Hellspawn, Al Simmons, preaching to find retribution and with enough raw power to put some very big holes in all those unbelievers. The Curse quickly established himself as one of the primary villains in Spawn's rogue gallery. Of course, Spawn fought back and the Curse found himself nailed to a wall in Rat Alley, a just about living example to those who had dared to question Spawn's dominion. But what happened to him? Spawn we know about. He got kidnapped by angels. See Spawn Angela. I just mentioned that. The Angela. Well, yeah, the Angela miniseries as well. And after that went on something of a cross-country jaunt. But there was nary a mention of the curse. Did Spawn just leave him there to rot? You had to guess not because the curse turned up again in Spawn abduction. Sure, he was truly ticked off and proceeded to take Spawn apart quite literally, but there was still no mention of how he got down from that wall. Well, now, at last, the truth can be revealed. The volume you now hold, Spawn Blood Feud, turns back the clock to a time circuit Spawn Retribution before Spawn's current and devastating run-in with his creator Archdemon Malbolgia, Spawn Damnation, and his reconciliation of sorts with his former friend Terry Fitzgerald, Spawn Corruption, who's now married to Spawn's former wife, Wanda. See what you miss if you don't keep up? So he's telling you to read the other issues. And who better to guide us through this revelatory chapter in Spawn's dark and tangled history than Alan Moore, whose work on the likes of Watchmen, Batman, The Killing Joke, that's a good Batman comic book, by the way, The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, and yes, Spawn has consolidated his position as the preeminent comics writer of the past 2 decades. Now sit back and enjoy a tale that, under different circumstances, we might have titled Spawn Recollection. Again, I don't know what year this came out. Uh, maybe it's in the back. I don't know. It said 1995, so. Well, no, that's just. Yeah. But anyway. So here's a never before. I read for the first time. Issue 0. Like a prelude. Here's the cover. Here's the curse nailed to the wall. I believe this all happened. This battle took place issue 27, okay? The curse's first appearance. So, like I said, you don't want to jump this right away. You want to start with issue 27. Now, of course, if you're brand new to the series, why start with there? Just start with issue 1. It's good. But anyway, basically, issue 0 shows what happened to the curse after the battle with Spawn, basically. It's very short. It's like maybe 3 pages. Here is John. This guy is a villain in the miniseries, okay, throughout the 4 issues. So he's torturing him, the curse. He's got him tied to a church bell. I mean, it's messed up. So, and as you can see, it's very short. It's already over with. Their Spawn says Blood Feud. Next month, the streets run red. So yeah, this is a used copy. There's a little dent here and there. But I'm glad I picked this up when I did. So, very cool. And then you have issue 1. Okay, part 1 is where it starts. Like I read in the back, Spawn's costume's going berserk. The costume now thirsts for blood. So, if you're into vampires, you might like this book. So, here's his costume. You can tell Al is not in it. Oh, and you got Sam and Twitch right there. They're in it as well. You can see Spawn still got his stitches on his face. Very cool. Here's a good shot of Spawn. Very cool. And here's issue 2. See, this is a good example. I wish the compendium would do this with the cover of the issues. This is how it should be, because it lets you know what issue you're on. Here's John, the villain, the blonde-headed guy. This guy is a mystery. I am not going to tell you about him. Okay? There's a plot twist of who he really is. I'm not going to spoil that. You're going to have to read the comic books for yourself to know who John is. Another cool shot of Spawn. Here's Sam and Twitch again. And here you got Spawn trying to rip his costume off. You can see right there. He's finding it. Okay, here's issue 3. And yes, Clown is in this as well. Here he is. Although he doesn't transform in this one, so. But yeah, there's Clown, aka Violator. Very cool. I wasn't going to show you guys this, but something happened to Twitch. Look at him, man. He's messed up. what happened to Twitch? Well, you're going to have to buy the comic and read it yourself, because I'm trying to keep this channel spoiler free as possible. So, and then here is the final issue, issue 4. Great picture of John, the villain. And here is Spawn getting his suit back. Cool shot right there. That's a cool picture. But, alright, I don't want to show any more. But, yeah. So, hopefully this video will help you guys decide whether or not you want to pick up Spawn Blood Feud. Okay, again, by Alan Moore. Artwork, you know, Tony Daniels. Great stuff, man. I mean, this is cool. So, there you have it. Again, I don't think they have a Kindle version of this, sadly. But, you know, you can easily buy the issues. I mean, a lot of people on eBay or even Amazon, they always sell the whole thing. You know, issues 1 through 4. Every now and then, you have a seller that's only selling, like, you know, just issue 1 or just issue 3. But a lot of these sellers, you know, they will sell you all 4 issues. If you're lucky, you could probably find these like less than $20. Like, they're not expensive. It's just the trade paperback is the one that's going to be hard to find. So, I mean, you can keep checking back on Amazon, see if someone's selling it cheaper, or, you know, keep checking on eBay. You never know. You know, someone could have it in their collection and they might sell for cheap. But yeah, I'm hoping they will reprint it. They might. Who knows? And if they do, you know, I'll probably talk about it. Because like I said, they did reprint the Violator miniseries just last year. So who knows? Maybe they'll do the same treatment with Spawn Blood Feud. So, but anyway, guys, that is all for today's video. I didn't think this video would be this long, but you know, I try to get as much detail without spoiling a whole lot. I mean, yeah, slight spoiler about the curse, you know, because you know you want to read issue 27 to understand what happened to the curse and all that good stuff. So, but yeah. But anyway, I hope you liked today's video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe. More videos coming your way. I got some more. I'm gonna do some more compendium videos, all that good stuff. Some more mini series, and I do want to start getting some Spawn video games. Never sure when I'll do that, but I will at some point for sure. So anyway, I had a good time making this video. It was fun. I hope you guys had a good time watching this. So, have you read Spawn Blood Feud? If you did, what are your thoughts on it? You know, if you haven't, pick it up. I think you'll like it. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take it easy.